Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobras Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra, and I make videos on minimalism and money. So today's video topic is some of the insane frugal things I've done in my minimalism journey. Without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it. Let's go. Woo. Number one, thrift store and Walmart. So in the beginning stages of my minimalism journey, Bill and I, we used to go to the thrift store and we would buy like good pieces. There's actually some good pieces, cotton pieces, well-made pieces, Polo, Brooks Brothers. We also shopped at Walmart. I think Walmart is the opposite. I think Walmart is just like cheap, but some of the pieces, they don't really last. I'm trying to think if I still have some Walmart pieces left. I probably do, but for the most part, a lot of them do, especially when they're made of like polyester, they kind of like fall apart, or they get this weird like little pilling thing. So I don't buy too much Walmart anymore. There are some goodies. So they have these like cotton bras that are like pretty good. Like I'm not gonna lie, and I still have, actually yeah, I still have them. In the later stages of my minimalism, in the earlier years, like a year or two ago, I kind of went hard on like Lululemon and Aritzia, but that was already like way later in my minimalism journey. And you might be thinking like, why would you do that? Well, I kind of wanted to try like buy the best but buy less, and it actually did pay off. I don't spend nearly as much money as I did during that year on like clothes. The way that I kind of like made it like fun and exciting in my mind was like, I'm wealth building, and then I also really like glamorized like the old money aesthetic. I was like, ooh, these are like heirloom pieces. These have been around for a really long time, and that made it fun and exciting, even though it's like super frugal. I think I found some of those pieces for like, I want to say like around the $10 mark. They weren't like super expensive, and I think because they're made of natural material and cotton, they actually lasted, and I do still have some of them. I don't shop there as often anymore. I don't go to Walmart for clothes much anymore. I'd rather go to like Old Navy or Aritzia or Lululemon, but definitely a great chapter in my life. Okay, so coming in at number two, aggressively buying stocks. I don't know necessarily how frugal that could be, but I definitely lived in the digital world a whole lot more than I did in my real world. I was aggressively like buying stocks, and to the point where like I don't want to say that like I would cut from other areas of my life, but I kind of sort of like would. I would like wear clothes so they had holes in them. I was definitely no stranger to that in the wealth building era. You guys would see that in my declutters. I have documented on my YouTube channel. My clothes would have holes in them, and that's when I would declutter it. And I would buy like cheap things. Like I bought these Toms from like Walmart for like $10, and they hurt my feet. But I was like, but at least I'm buying stocks. And I'm really happy with the decision that I made. I know it's not something that everybody would choose to do. Yeah, rocking clothes that have holes in them, but at least having like a fat bank. So I really do think it is kind of insane and kind of frugal in hindsight. Like, I'll be honest, I could never give that advice. Like, yeah, you should do what I did. Because I just think it's like, it's not really quality of life. It definitely involves a lot of like mental sacrifice, a lot of like diligence and patience and hard work and sacrifice. So that's why I could never give that advice to somebody else. Oh my gosh, like just keep wearing your clothes till it's like beat as hell and there's holes in it. I don't know. I would not recommend that to somebody else. Okay, so the third thing is like a paid off car. I don't own the car. This is Will's car, but since we are a couple, I don't like to speak for Will, but let's just put it this way. I don't have a car, and I don't have car payments. And to kind of allude to the sentiment that I have towards cars, I'll tell you guys a story about when I wanted to buy my own car when I was like late 20s. I was like, I wanted like a nice car. I wanted a BMW, and I wanted it to be white, and I wanted it to have 2 doors with like a red interior. Like that was my dream car, and I was like, I'm not worthy unless I have that type of car. And the one that I was looking at secondhand was like $23,000. I think at that time, I don't even think I had $23,000, but somehow I was like, I'll be that girl if I get that car. I didn't end up getting it, and in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't end up getting it, because like cars are a depreciating asset, not to mention that when you do car repairs, it's like really expensive, plus the gas, yeah, maintenance, repairs, all that good stuff, oil change. Yeah, I think cars can be a very expensive aspect of one's life, and so I would highly recommend live below your means, have a car that's paid off, have smaller car payments, or drive your car till it goes to the ground, because like honestly, like cars are a depreciating asset. Okay, so coming in at number 4, this one's a little bit more controversial, or at least I have found it to be controversial among my friends, so that's why I put it in as like insane and frugal. We talked about it, and seeing our friends like struggle with mortgages, we were like, you know what, I don't think we're gonna buy a house. I don't feel like I want us to have like that financial strain of like trying to carry a house. I know that houses, if done right, could be seen as investments, can be an investment. Like it really depends. And house is like, it's like a wild card. It could be an asset, it could be an investment. But I was like, you know what? let's just rent. If something ever comes up, you know, whatever, the market, maybe we could in the future. But like as it stands right now, like I'm happy renting. Like I don't feel any financial pressures. Like I don't really feel anything about it. And I actually think it's pretty funny. People now in my life are like, when like it's funny, when I had no money, and I think it kind of makes sense. I was like, oh, I really want to buy a house. And people are like, are you sure? And like now that I have the means to, people are like, you should buy a house. And now I'm like, no, I don't. I'm okay. I don't need to buy a house. Like it's literally like a roof over my head. I just don't. I guess like I call it insane and frugal because a lot of people do consider ownership like a marker of success. And I think it is to a certain extent. But like I'm just so unhinged. I'm so like left field and I'm so like marginal from society or like out of society that I don't care for those type of markers. So for me, I'm not really interested in buying a house. And so because of that, it makes me feel free. And so I put that in the category of unhinged. I'm not really interested in buying a house. So meh. Okay, so the next thing is number 6, buy nice and hold for as long as possible. This is a tip that I got from Ramit Sethi. He's the guy that does like the fat fire type of videos on YouTube. Yeah, he had like this tip where he was like, you should buy nice and you should hold it for as long as possible and like cut from things you don't care about, but like spend lavishly on the things that do matter. And like that's your rich life. And I think that's a great philosophy because I think at the end of the day, we all die. None of this matters. You're not taking any of it with you. I think that while you should be on a finance journey, some insane and frugal things that I've done is like I bought like really nice things and I'm just gonna wear it for the rest of my life. Provided it doesn't get holes in it, I'll take care of it. But I just thought it was great because it kind of like let me have that hack where I was like, I could buy something nice and it's worked out well for me. I'm really happy with the things that I've bought. I think it can be a slippery slope if you're not careful. You could definitely go off the boat and like keep buying a lot of things and justify it as like buying nice. So I think within reason, be reasonable. Only you know your finances, no one else does. So my recommendation would be is to be like intelligent with this tip. All right, so coming in at number 7, reading books from the thrift store and rereading the same book over and over again. I think that's in the realm of insane, but hear me out. There is some logic to the madness. I actually got this tip from Alex Hormozy. He's like, you shouldn't read many books. You should only read a few good books and you should read them many times. And I was like, oh, I love that. As a minimalist who doesn't want book clutter, I love the idea that I don't have to go read new books, which is super counterintuitive because people like Warren Buffett are like, you should read as much as humanly possible. I don't. I just reread the same book over and over again. And I just find it's true. It's magical. I always learn new things in old books. It's like, it's insane. Because like you come back to a tip with like a different mindset and you're like, whoa. I guess that's why people reread the Bible over and over again. You can always learn something new from an old book. So I've bought a lot of my books like secondhand from the thrift store and I've just like kept some of my books. Some of my books are like so dog ear. They're so beat. I read them all the time. And you guys can see that when like I fly and I like take those Instagram pics of like my travels. It's the same damn book. It's like the life-changing magic of thinking big. I've read that book so many times and every time I read it, I always learn something new. And so I'm just like, I'm just going to keep reading this. And it motivates me. It motivates me to dream big. It motivates me to think differently. And I just feel like it's really paid off. I literally bought that book at the Hong Kong airport like 15 years ago and like I'm still just reading the same damn book. Is that unhinged? Yeah. Is that frugal? Yeah. So I'm just sharing what I do. Again, not saying you need to as well, but I just found that that's worked beautifully for me in my life. And then the last one is glamorizing the old money aesthetic. I think that a big part of like culling my shopping addiction, because you know your girl loves to shop. Like a good day for me is like I went to Aritzia, I went to Lululemon, I went to Starbucks, and like I went hard. Like I went hard. I maxed out my card. That is a good day for me. So yeah. I can't live my life like that if I don't want to be broke and miserable. So what I've done is I've like glamorized the old money aesthetic. I try to dress very like old money, unchanging and timeless. A lot of my pieces I've been carrying with me from house to house to house, and I just wear them every single year. I pull them out. It's an old comfy sweater. And if you do buy nice, especially if you buy more like vintage made of like full 100% cotton or like cashmere and all that good stuff, they last and they last a really long time. And so I put them on again and I'm like, hello, old friend. And I just glamorize that. I'm like, if it's good enough for old money, it's good enough for me. And so I think that that's really helped cull my obsessive need to want to buy new things. And if you wait long enough, a lot of these trends do come back. There will obviously be different iterations, but to give you an example, Gap was in when I was a child and it has not been in. And now all of a sudden it's like super in and like everyone loves the Gap. And I'm just like, that's just normcore. But like literally that's what old money is. You just wear timeless and non-changing aesthetics. And if you're like a minimalist as well, then you can just keep wearing the same thing over and over again. And a lot of minimalists, the trope of being a minimalist is literally like wearing the exact same thing day in, day out. And I think that's helped a lot because now when I go to Aritzia or go to Lululemon, sometimes I'll be like, something will come back in style and I'll be like, I already own that, like, or I own a variation of that, and so I don't feel like I need to buy it. And that's actually one of the other reasons why I stopped decluttering so much. Now that I have like nice things, I don't need to be constantly decluttering, you know, my poopier clothes. I can like rock and enjoy what I currently have, and that makes me really happy. Again, I'm not here telling you or saying that like, oh, I never buy clothes. That's not true. That's unrealistic. But I do my best to be old money and maintain and take care of my clothes and wear them for multiple seasons and not feeling ashamed of like outfit repeating. And I feel like that's really helped me a lot, because I think as like a woman, we are pushed by society to always constantly be like wearing the new hot little thing. But I was just like, that's not gonna help me in the long term. Like, yeah, I may look stylish, but then I look at my bank account and like I feel sad and depressed that I'm broke. So I was like, let's just not do that. I spent my early 20s always wasting all of my part-time money at Forever 21, and I was like, that was fun, but that got me nowhere. So I was like, let's not do that again in my 20s and 30s. So because of that, I was like, you know what? This old money aesthetic, this works fine. Like, this is great. It's just clothes at the end of the day. So yeah, I hope you guys could have enjoyed the insane frugal things I've done on my minimalism journey. Comment down below some that you've done. I'd love to hear it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.